Hello, dear viewer. I've just realised I am sucking on a cough sweet, which isn't best, is it? But no matter, I'm too rolled up. I can't stop. We have to continue with this. I said a wee while ago, and I changed my LinkedIn profile to Drone Futurist or some other nonsense because most people in the drone space on LinkedIn speak absolute nonsense, so why shouldn't I? So this is a video out to the nonsense speakers there to see what they'll say. I think as an industry, we should stop pussyfooting around and get general aviation up above 2,000 feet and out of the way. So no GA below 2K. Why do I say that? Why has it got me particularly rolled up this morning? It's got me particularly rolled up because I'm seeing little snippets of video coming out of AUVSI, the toy show that stopped yesterday. Why do I call it a toy show? I call it a toy show because in the first minute of Farnborough coming up in July, more business will be done than the whole of the AUVSI show. The first minute or two of press releases will contain far more money. So if we truly want to be considered in with the big boys and as a big business, got to stop playing at toy shows and all these other little events. Got to go to Farnborough or Paris. That's where the business is done. Nowhere else. Oh, maybe Avalon in Australia if you're going around that way as well. That's a side rant. Just look at AOPA's figures for 2016. Non-commercial flying, 299 fatalities. In fixed-wing, helicopter 23. And commercial flying, a little bit lower, but they should be because they're experienced pilots. 26 fixed-wing and 7 with helicopters. That's 355 people died in general aviation in 2016 in America. How many people died as a result of droning on? 0. Yes, a big fat 0. So what exactly are we trying to achieve with all these UTMs and getting people out of the way and all these sucky up companies that have just put themselves on a list? I've listed them all down, and they are the suck up companies that are only trying to position themselves desperately. In fact, those little video snippets that you're seeing are companies that are desperate to get a return on their venture funders' investments because it's not happening fast enough for the venture community, and that's the word on the street all around. So let's have no GA below 2K. What will that do? If they're up there, and we've got to make exceptions, and I am a flippant pilot myself, just shy of 3,000 hours in various things. I love me gliding, I love me ballooning, I love this, I love that. So there will have to be exceptions. But for general aviation, why does it need to be below 2,000 feet mostly? It doesn't need to be. In fact, let's scroll down to another set of stats, which 2015, 2016 we want to talk about, don't we? So, those fatal accidents, purpose of flight, personal. So that's not making anyone any money. 754 accidents, and 124 of them were fatal. That's 77%. So, if they're up higher, they have an engine failure, they've got longer to sort it out. This very much puts me in mind of the chap in New Zealand. Was he Rod, whatever he was? More is to come from that story. That doesn't smell right at all. And he's completely defamed the RPA industry. And more will come out of that, I'm convinced. He was low level. Something happened to his windscreen. And he didn't have time to set up a decent landing. Put him above 2,000 feet. He'll have more time to set up a decent landing. What else can we talk about to being above 2,000 feet? They can have better communications with traditional air traffic control, and if they've got some form of electronic identification on them, then they're going to be easier to see. And RPA can keep out of the way. It's nonsense. Equipping RPA with electronic means for other aircraft to see it is kind of nonsense. RPAs, within the next 5 years, will absolutely be able to hear every signal coming from a transponder, FLARM, open glider network, whatever it is, whatever the new technology, hear it, work out where it is, and get out of the way. And it'll also be able to do it in a vision-based way. So unmanned aircraft or remotely piloted aircraft are going to be way, way, way ahead of the manned community. Just make it easier for us. Remember us, the RPA community, the bigger community than the manned aviation community. Just make it easier for us to see you if you want to continue to have access to that airspace. I'm getting militant, aren't I? So that's what else did I want to rant on about? Oh yeah, basically these groups that are, being uber friendly to aviation authorities are very much tied up with the threat to 336, which thankfully in the FAA reauthorization that went away. 336 stayed, but it's super short-sighted of commercial operators or commercial entities. Let's have general aviation above 2,000 feet, unless it's taking off and landing. Let's give them protection around airfields, and let's give them areas to go and do their air work and stuff like that. It'll make their day safer. It'll make it easier for air traffic to see them. It'll make it easier for air traffic to hear them, and we'll be doing them a favour, really. And let's make that airspace below. Let's go up to 1,000 feet for RPA use, and 1,000 to 2,000 feet. Let's have that as the buffer between GA and RPA, and then let's call that airspace innovation space or something like that. Let's get the youngsters in there flying. Let's get them developing stuff. Let's get the future happening in that bottom 2,000 feet. The suddenly valuable portion of national airspace hasn't been valuable until now. Now that drones are happening, it's valuable and people want it, and it's a land grab. We've got to rise up and we've got to do something about it. We can't be pushed around by bullies any longer. Don't forget, join us 2100 GMT every Tuesday for the Drone and Sundry Hangout, where you can argue like Billio on me and probably say, you've had too many meds in the last few days. Cheers for now. Have a lovely weekend.